Hey yo, what's up everybody? PC Monk here with another Bitcoin video. All right, so in this video we want to talk about today. Very important day. It's FOMC day. Jerome's gonna come in with his purple tie and as soon as he touches the tie, you guys gonna short the market. Obviously, no financial advice, since there's no financial advice in here. But if he touches his glasses first, that is a bear sign. You gonna go kidney in shorting. I'm actually joking. All right, now let's talk about BTC today and see what do we want to do here. So what we know is on the daily, we're still doing this W pattern, right? Obviously, we do have specific levels that we determine that the price will show reactions over there. First, on the daily, we don't have any type of level that it wants to come back. You could see right around here, if I just this is a 4 hour level, but if we just pretend for a second this is a 1 hour level, I'm sorry, a daily level, we're holding, aren't we? We're holding. So we're holding between these two ranges. All right, $112,000, 696. And did I say $112,000? Yeah, I mean, I said right, $112,000. Between that and $115,000, basically 115, $316,000, right? All right. So what do we want to say right now is over the daily, we are holding the high. We are holding the high of the W pattern. Let me just show you guys the W pattern. From here, this is your first leg. Then right here, you formed it, you held it, and then this is the first leg up of the W pattern. Obviously, the W pattern has now been formed. Now you're looking for a move down, a retracement. Well, we could call it a pullback instead of a retracement, and then a continuation towards this area. And we're talking about daily. So will we see a huge upside around 121, close to the all-time high? Probably, probably. But what happened if we don't? What happened if market wants to sweep below? So keep in mind, I'm talking on the daily, right? Now, if I turn on the TR main, we could see that there's a red vector here, right? Meaning there's imbalances, meaning there's stacked imbalances, asks, bids, imbalances. We don't know, but usually it's asks imbalances when we're coming down, right? But we know it's an imbalance. Now, even without this indicator, you would tell there's an imbalance because it's a good dump. It's a fast dump, right? And this is on daily. So you have all of this to retest, okay? And the extreme is going to be around here where we held it for a moment, not a moment, for a couple of days before we dump it. And obviously, everybody remember this reckoning of a dump. All right, so now we want to talk about 4 hour time frame, a little bit more into details. Now we could see on a 4 hour time frame, we did do a move down. Now this does look like a retest, right? We started from here, we pushed it up, we came back down. We are now trying to hold the daily. So Hong Kong just pushed it up a little bit. If we take a look at the market here, where did Sydney started? Oh, I'm sorry, this is on 4 hour, my bad. Sydney and Hong Kong, oh, we didn't really move today. Not at all. We're just consolidating, right? So over the 4 hour, I was about to tell you guys we did hit a mean reversion on the 50 EMA. Market maker really cares about mean reversion. So if we hold around this $112,000, then we're gonna go up. Okay, we're gonna go up. Obviously, you do have a new place on it. I would call this a 1 hour time frame. We talk about it on the 1 hour time frame. Give me a little bit of time. We're not yet done with the 4 hour. So if this doesn't hold here, okay, on the 4 hour Bitcoin, then you definitely gonna do a swing pattern towards the upside. This is going to be the area that is going to come down. Obviously, we do have a lot of liquidation below this area. This area was where a lot of people were longing. So we might want to retest this or even below it, okay? But you could tell that, again, on the 1 day daily time frame, this is a W pattern. The fact that you're holding the high is giving you signs of momentum building up towards upside. This is your beginning of the momentum. Now, if you hold the high, that means the buyers are still coming in, right? But this is just for a sweep. We talk about this. I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna show up the liquidations. That's why you are basically aiming around 109, $110,000, or even 109,000. I'm sorry, $108,000. Now towards the upside, obviously, you do have liquidations all around here. All right. So this is gonna be a liquidation, or basically a sell side liquidity ready to be grabbed. Okay. Let me just put it to the daily sell side. Up there it is, sell side liquidity. So the sell side liquidity means there's a lot of liquidations above it. So a lot of people shorted here. They got the move. Probably they added to the short. They were waiting for a new move, but guess what? We came back up. So a lot of people around here that have been cleared out, but there are still shorters at the top. They haven't been cleared out. So first you have to clear that 117, 116, and then you continue to go up to 122. And obviously these are level by level, but if the velocity and volume is there, we're just going to slice a level or two and just go to a main level, which I think is around all-time high, around this 121, this range that I have. We'll see. Now, back to 4 hour once again. So we've talked about the downside. Now, obviously, towards the upside, I think everybody could tell. We need to gain the daily line. We need to clear out this sell-side liquidity. So if you do something like this, you're definitely going to go up. If you go above this daily level, $115,316, you will go above and will hit the all-time high and everything else that happens. Now, towards downside, however, so the what market does when you do a dump like this, you usually want to come and retest the wick. So we did the retest right here. So we are now moving away from this retest. This this retest was this retest, right? And oh, so hold on, sorry. That retest was that retest, and then this area was the whole of this retest. You could see like we held above it right around here, right? And then now we're going to go higher. So that's what I think. I think we could have a sweep towards the upside. All right. I projected, there's always no expectations, there's always projections. I projected around 110 all the way to 108. So it's going to be right around this pink line. Okay. We could sweep and then come back up. Like I said, the velocity on a day like today could be big. Now let's talk about USDT for a second. Obviously, we know USDT is different, has a negative correlation to BTC, right? So what we want to do is we want to see USDT dominancy getting rejected as Bitcoinio is gaining more power or gaining more attention and going higher, right? So USDT dominancy, we were waiting for a retest around the absolute high, but that didn't happen. We ended up there, then we dumped it. I mean, you could say on a daily time frame, okay, you are witnessing another M pattern here. Obviously, we know these M patterns and the W patterns, they always form at the top and at the bottom of a move. So basically, excuse me, this is the first structure that you usually see. Okay, so that is it. Now it came back up to see if it could gain the bottom or where we held, but it looks like it's acting as a resistance. Now, if you lose this, you might slice this and come all the way down to 4.30 or 4.36. So right around this yellow line, it could be a little bit higher, give or take, but that could happen if BTC continues to go up. Now, if we don't go up, however, and this is a sign of a hold, okay, then you could expect a move towards upside. Now, obviously, we do have to grab at these areas, right? You could go for a wick retest, or you could go for this retest. Both is possible. We really have to wait and see for that FOMC. I mean, we've been consolidating for a while, right? Now, we've talked about the USDT. I've talked about the Bitcoinio itself. Now it's time to talk about the liquidations. Give me a second. All right, so let's start from the news today. We could see today, where is it? I'm sorry, where is it? Okay, there you go. So we have USDT or USD federal funds rate and FOMC. Obviously, the time is different for everybody. Okay, you have to check it yourself, but these are the important news that coming in, and it's going to be close to market as well. Well, basically in the market. Now let's talk about the large orders. Now, CoinGlass actually changed the theme of the large orders. I love this a lot. So we could see that we have spot orders to the upside. They're actually huge. People are willing to sell around 116, 117. And I think we mentioned that there are big liquidations over there because a lot of people shorted the top, all right, but they haven't yet taken profit. We take a look at the liquidations after the large orders. Okay, now I'm sorry if I speak a little bit fast because I don't want this video to be a 35 minutes video, all right. But so towards upside you could see that there are asks coming in, all right. Towards downside we do have bids coming in, but they're basically, you know, they're more focused around 104 and below. Okay, so if I zoom out, and this is 15 minutes, by the way, let me just change the time frame to 4 hour, the bread and butter of every time frame, I would say. Now, you could see that the sells, the asks are more dominant, meaning there's more asks coming in into play than bids, right? Now, these are all, like I said, these are spot orders. We're just going to take a look at the amount that are about to get sold, you know, cumulatively from 114 all the way to 119, 786. Like, okay, so the sell order, $651 million are about to be sold there. And then we could see on spot, we even have 467. So give or take, more than a billion is about to be sold at around 117 to 119, I would say, right? And these are like the graph that you're seeing, the visual is only spot orders. Now I could just add the perpetuals as well, the futures. Now you could see it changed enormously to a bigger and more dense area. So a lot of sales are about to happen. Now, my opinion, we might just spike it all the way to $118,000 and then hold it there, or we might sweep both sides, meaning we continue a little bit lower. We come to $109,000, 820 something, and then we pick it back up and clear the highs as well. So the sweep can happen either before the news or when you get the news. Okay, so my recommendation is to myself, whatever move it gives in the first 10 to half an hour of the news is a fake move and it's going to come back. Okay, so this is big orders. Now let's talk about not talk about this. We don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about the liquidations. So I'm gonna put the liquidations for a week, okay? Because we're almost at the end of this week. All right, so we want to see big liquidations here. What's going on? Now you could see towards downside, there's way more bigger liquidations to grab around $108,000, $106,000. There's more bigger liquidations to grab, but towards upside, there's only one big liquidation to grab, which is at $116,000. It's 78 million. That cluster is 78 million. Okay, so towards downside, obviously there's a lot to grab. Towards upside, there's a lot to grab as well. Let's take a look at it on the 3 days. This is model number 1. We're gonna switch to model number 3 momentarily. Okay, so this is $116,000. 398. We have 80 million ready to be grabbed. So we've talked about that high, right? The 117, 118. That might happen before we actually hit the New York market. Towards downside, again, that 111, 252, 68 million there. Okay, these are big numbers. These are big numbers. All right, so I'm going to talk about the model number 3. Then I want to talk about the liquidation map itself. Let me just open it so we could see cumulatively how many people are gonna get liquidated. It's gonna be painful. Today's gonna be a pain day. Unfortunately, I only have 20 bucks left. I only have 20 bucks left. So we'll see if I go homeless with this 20 bucks or I make another 20 from the 20. We're not looking for $1 million from a 20 bucks on a FOMC day. That's more like Russian roulette, but try to be profitable. Try to be profitable. All right, so talking about the model number 3 on a 48 hours, not enough. We want 3 days at least. We want 3 days at least. Loading, it's loading. Come on, bro. Don't die on me now. All right, it's still loading. There you go. Okay. Now, this is model number three. So the model number three, there's a difference between model number one and model number three. The model number three will show you the liquidation on the lower leverages. Okay. So when you're looking, for example, a liquidation leverage of 933,000, that is the amount that's about to get liquidated. But the difference is most of that money is from the market. I'm sorry, from the trader himself. We've talked about the liquidations and the effect of leverage for liquidation price. We talked about it before. I'm thinking about actually doing a unique video for liquidation only. I'll see how it turns out later on. But anyway, towards upside, we could see there's a lot to take. There's a lot of liquidation to take. Of course, towards downside, we have some more, but towards upside is more brighter, meaning there are more low leverage traders ready to be liquidated and high leverage traders in model number one, as we see before. So now this is the cumulative liquidations that's going to happen. So over the past 7 days, we want to see how many highs, how many shorts, how many longs we got to get liquidated. So, okay, if we come to $108,000, we're going to liquidate cumulative long liquidation leverage 5.73 billion. That is a lot. That is a lot, right? Towards the upside, we've talked about the $118,000, 3.72, not as much, not as much. So when I see these type of liquidation, uh, people usually tend to lean into like, oh shit, there's too much liquidation to grab. We're going to definitely go downside. Hold there. Maybe this cumulative liquidation is for the market maker. Okay, the market maker, first of all, will defend its liquidation. The market maker will not get liquidated. They will bail out before that. And just because you see a big amount of liquidation, that doesn't mean we're going to go there. It's probably the big money. They built their positions and now they're going to push it up to take profit. That's why we are looking at a lot of large sell orders, because when the large sell orders come, we've talked about it, but if I just want to mention it one more time, when we're going up, big money is selling and smart money is selling, and retailers dumb money is buying, okay? And vice versa towards downside. When we're going down, the big money is buying and the retailers are selling. And that is why you see big orders when we're coming down. You never see, for example, 17 million got bought when we're going up, or like 100 million got bought when we're going up. Yeah, if there's somebody's buying that much, that's a retailer, all right? But the big money will not do that. That's why you see a lot of intense order all the way to 109, 900, 700. So yeah, that's why we might just sweep the low, just to first of all trigger those orders and then continue up. But towards upside, oh my lord, we got some orders. Okay, so with that being said, I think we covered everything. How long is this video? Not bad, 17 minutes. That's a lot, but it's a good one. So hopefully you guys make some money today. I think this is a very good video, informative video to understand what might happen today. I didn't give any kind of signals or any kind of like, long here, short here. I'm trying to just, read the market, read the fundamentals, and just share what I think might happen to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green, stay patient. That's the most important thing in trading, which I'm still trying to build. Thank you guys again. Peace out.